Hello, third graders. Today, your learning target is I can reference the text to answer text-dependent questions. Now you read it with me. I can reference the text to answer text-dependent questions. Today, you will read and answer questions using the text Access to Fresh Water. You will need the text Access to Fresh Water, your journal page for Water Around the World, page 2, and then your pencil. First, let's reread Access to Fresh Water. It is a desperately worrying statistic that nearly 1 billion people in the world lack clean, healthy drinking water. Residents in the UK can turn on a tap and access safe drinking water whenever they like. But the situation is very different for the people of Africa. Every day, millions of people in Africa, usually women and girls, walk miles to have access to any water at all. The length of time it takes to collect the little water they can get means that they do not have time to do anything else during the day. Children do not get the chance to have an education simply because they are too busy collecting water. To make matters worse, the only water they have access to is from streams and ponds. That water is usually full of diseases and makes themselves and their families very sick. Adults face the decision on a daily basis between dehydration and sickness from the water they drink. Even worse, they have to face this decision for their children. Now that we've read the text, let's think about it. Text-dependent questions are questions that can only be answered from reading a specific text. Now think about these questions, which are text-dependent. What does the text say is an issue people are facing with fresh water? How does the problem affect people? Pause the video now and think about these two questions using your text. Now that you've thought about it, let's talk about the same questions. Using your text, Access to Fresh Water, what does the text say is an issue people are facing with fresh water? How does the problem affect people? So what problem are these people facing? Use the text to help you. Pause the video now and talk about this with a family member or friend. Now that you've talked about it, it's time to write about it. In your journal on page 2, complete the research note catcher. You will see that the two questions you just thought about and talked about are in the first two boxes. In the second two boxes, you will be asked how to solve the problem and why it's important to solve that problem. Finally, at the bottom, you will list the title and author of the article we just read, which is your source. Thank you, third graders.